Something really weird has happened. 5 million people have decided to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is that's so many people. It's yeah, it's bizarre, to be honest with you. It's so difficult to quantify that number of people. It's actually what I'm going to try and do in today's video, just kind of for myself, to be honest, just so I can kind of get like a rough idea of how many people that is. But no, I mean, it goes without saying that it means the world to me. Thank you to everyone who has decided to support me over these years, because I mean, I can't believe it. I've run out of words. I don't know what to say. I'm terrible at this sort of stuff, you know? But seriously, I mean, I'm chuffed to bits. I'm chuffed to bits. All right, this is bonkers. Thank you. Let's look at large numbers in Minecraft and do some maths. And that sounded awfully boring. Trust me, this is actually going to be quite interesting, I think. For anyone who's seen any of my milestone videos in the past, I like to just try my best to quantify these massive numbers by doing things in Minecraft which utilize those massive numbers. For example, if I was to walk 5 million blocks in Minecraft, just at my regular pace, you know, I'm not going to do anything crazy, I'm not going to start sprinting or anything like that, it would take me 1,162,790 seconds, which is the equivalent of 13.46 days, you know. That sounds like a lot of seconds, doesn't it? I can't be the only one that's a little bit disappointed by the lack of number of days that is. And it only gets worse from here. How about if we were to ride a minecart? I am definitely going to have to mute my game for this one, because otherwise you guys are going to kill me. Alright, so if I built up a minecart rail that travelled 5 million blocks in one direction, which I imagine would take me quite some time, it would take me 625,000 seconds to ride it from beginning to the end, which is only 7.24 days. I mean, I could almost get that done within a week. Set my computer up, go on holiday for a little while, come back, and I'll be at my destination. It seems perfect. So after that relatively speedy method of transport, what happens if we were to crawl it? I'm genuinely curious here. It would take 3,816,794 seconds to travel 5 million blocks, which is the equivalent of 44.18 days. Which, once again, doesn't actually sound like that much, but can you imagine how painful that 44.18 days would be? I don't think I could do more than 10 minutes of just crawling in a straight line, let alone 44 straight days of it. That'd be disgusting. So finally, let's make up for that incredible slowness by now doing the fastest, or one of the fastest ways of transporting yourself. For those of you who don't know, a boat travelling on blue ice can travel at around about 60 blocks per second, which actually leads to a fairly interesting effect on my screen, where we're travelling at 60 blocks per second, and my frame rate is 60 frames per second, which means that the ice kind of almost doesn't look like it's moving. Anyway, if we were to travel like this and go 5 million blocks, it would only take 83,333 seconds, which is under a day. 0.96 days. How cool is that? Also, watch the slowing down thing. It suddenly looks like I'm going backwards. It's weird. Right, moving on from distances travelled. If I was to mine 5 million blocks, this is what that would look like. Now, you know, I thought the perimeter that I created on the Hermitcraft server was impressive. This is quite something. This is a rather large space. And remember, I'm trying to quantify how many people that is. Just think every single block that got removed here is one person that decided to subscribe to my channel, which is still very bizarre to me. It's really making my head hurt. Now, I was also curious to work out how long it would take for me to mine out this area by hand, block by block. Now, I've actually done some experiments in the past, calculating average block breaking speeds, and the fastest that I could pull off in survival Minecraft was about 11.42 blocks per second, which gives us a time of 437,828 seconds to mine out this entire space, which is around about 5 days. 5 days of just continuous mining. No stopping for breaks, no going to the toilet. That is quite the endeavour. Now, can I please get away from those slime? They make the most disgusting noise in the world. It's so distracting. But staying on the topic of this mining challenge, I thought it'd be interesting to work out how many pickaxes I would use clearing out this entire space. If I was using efficiency 5 and unbreaking 3, on average you get 6,144 uses out of a diamond pickaxe, which means that we would need 813 of them to complete this project. I mean, that's a decent number of pickaxes right there. All of these double chests are filled with them. And actually that leads me on fairly nicely to the next part of the video, which is storage related bits. So say for example I wanted to store 5 million blocks of diorite. I didn't have any shulker boxes, I was just going to do it with straight double chests. How many double chests would I need? Well, 1446.8 apparently is the number according to the Google calculator, which is... it's quite a large number, isn't it? Look at that. That is a number of chests. I mean, I've built some big storage systems in my time, but I don't know if any of them have looked quite this impressive. Now, what if I wanted to store those diorite blocks inside of shulker boxes? How many chests would that require? Well, I gotta say, things are starting to look a little bit less impressive now. It would take 53.6 double chests to store all of that. I mean, it's the same storage system, it's just a much more efficient way of packing it in, but this doesn't look anywhere near as cool, does it? If I saw this on a server, I wouldn't think much of it. But if I saw that one that we just showed a couple seconds ago, I'll be well impressed. Even though this one is technically much more difficult, because you need to get thousands upon thousands of shulker boxes. Anyway, let's really embarrass ourselves now. What if I wanted to store 5 million golden nuggets? Now, golden nuggets are interesting because there are 81 golden nuggets inside a gold block, and you can actually get them back to being gold blocks again. So you essentially have gold nugget compacting storage. If I was to store 5 million golden nuggets using shulker boxes as well, it would equate to just over half a double chest. Yeah, 0.662 of a double chest. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look impressive in the slightest, does it? This isn't cool. Hopefully this next one actually does sound impressive, because I'm starting to think that 5 million isn't actually a big number. If I was to play in a single Minecraft world for 5 million Minecraft days, first off, imagine how good the world would be. I mean, can you imagine my base? That would be completely nuts. But also, it would be 69,444.4 actual real life days, which equates to 190.26 years. So I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to pull that off, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I'm feeling fairly fit and healthy at the minute, but if I was to start the world now, that would mean that I'd have to make it to 215 years old, and I don't know if I've got that in me. This one's a little bit off the wall, but I'm just really curious to see what the seed 5 million looks like. I mean, in my head, it's going to be amazing. Alright, we've generated in a plains biome with a handful of these little guys. Okay. Is this an island? If this is an island, I'm genuinely impressed. This could be an island surrounded by icebergs, but it doesn't look like it is. Okay, fairly unremarkable, to be honest with you guys. How long of a delay would 5 million repeaters be? I've got them in place, and I've got my little button set up. Obviously, they're all set to 4 ticks of delay, so let's just wait this one out. Yeah, we could be here for a while because, well, that's 1 million seconds, which is 11.57 days. It, once again, feels like it should be longer because this is painfully slow, but I suppose 12 days is actually quite a long time. You could mine 10 million blocks in that time and have 2 days to spare. I think that puts it into perspective. Another one that I am genuinely curious about is how many levels I get if I give myself 5 million XP points. So that is 5,000. There is 1 million points. 1,072 levels. Which obviously brings up the second question, which is how many experience points does it take to get to level 5 million? Well, I am currently chilling at level 5 million, and if I query the number of points, it actually comes out at 3,092,757, which doesn't really make any sense. So I've used an online calculator, and prepare yourselves for this one. Apparently, according to this online calculator, it would require 124,998,785,003,615 XP points to reach level 5 million, which is a lot. That's a lot of XP. But for me, one of the best ways to see what 5 million looks like is to actually see it in block form. Now, this time I thought it would be good to do it in the form of glass panes instead of doing it in the form of blocks. But I have to say, it hasn't really done my computer any good, because I can't actually move right now. Clearly 5 million glass panes. There's a lot of kind of edges and things that the computer system has to calculate, and it's causing some crashes. When I join the world, though, it is fine for all of about 10 seconds. So let's see if we can get a look. This is what 5 million blocks looks like in Minecraft. I mean, it is such an obscene number. It's so crazy to think that there's this many of you. And, oh goodness me, I think the world is corrupted. Some interesting stuff's happened. Well, regardless, right? 5 million is big. 5 million is huge. I said at the start of the video, and I'll say it again now, I cannot thank you enough for the support that you've shown me over the years, especially in this past year. This past year has been crazy. My YouTube channel has basically doubled in size in the past 8 months. I never expected to be here. I really never expected it. I never expected to hit 1 million. To have 5 sets of 1 million is so strange. So thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Time for the outro. You would think, now that I've got 5 million subscribers, I would be able to do this professionally, and I would have a properly set up outro. But I don't. I'm just leaning back in my chair, and I'm just going to do it from back here now, because I'm too lazy to lean back forwards. You know? Just going to chill out here and bask in the 5 millionness.